Everybody knows that there is a problem with climate change on planet Earth, and that problem is primarily caused by runaway carbon dioxide emissions. We want to try and reduce those emissions, and the way we can do it, first of all, is by measuring them. To measure the full emissions of something, the most effective method is life cycle assessment. You can measure anything from the whole planet's emissions. You could measure a town's emissions. You could measure a single house's emissions. You can measure every single element in that house, from the TV or cushion or the floor. Using life cycle assessment, you capture every single emission associated with every single little component of whatever you're trying to measure. So in this case, let's say it's a house. We need to measure the operational energy that's gone into that house, so the power from the power stations that powers your lights and everything else. We also need to look at where all the stuff in the house is from, how it's been mined, and the energy and carbon emissions that have gone into that. We also need to look at who built the house and how he went about doing it, what sort of energy and carbon emissions were associated with that. Also, and that all sounds very, very complicated, but luckily we have eTool lifecycle assessment software, which has done all this job for us, and it's simple software to use, that has a lot of work that's gone on in the background. Once we've made it, we need to compare it, and to compare it, we need to make sure that we're using the correct functional unit. So for the functional unit for a house, there's a person living in the house. Build a nice, big, pretty house. So if there's only one person living in it, it's using a lot more emissions than may be necessary. That's it on life cycle assessment, 2 minutes 15.